everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Joshua Bridwell Show. This is the podcast where we talk about your personal and professional growth, and I share stories, insights, and practical steps to help you grow. And today, I have a really important episode for y'all. Many people in society today are looking for new jobs, new opportunities, whether that is for financial reasons, whether or not that is because you're just looking for something new, a challenge, or maybe you are just interested in upward advancement. Whatever it is, if you're looking for a job, it can be very difficult to get through the doors of an organization today. And oftentimes, when you apply for a job, the first thing that an employer will see is your resume. So, I want to go over some really powerful ways that you can craft a resume. We're going to go from top to bottom here. And some of it may seem common sense, but we are going from top to bottom. And so, what I would do is make sure that your resume, if you already have one, you can follow along with your resume to this episode, make pivots as you go if you would like to, or if you are somebody that has never had a resume, please let this be a guide that can be really helpful for you. As an entrepreneur myself, this is what I would look for in a resume, what I have looked for in a resume. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do is put your name at the top of the resume. I honestly don't care if there's a picture of you on your resume or not. And a lot of employers don't either. For me, it's just something taking up space that doesn't need to be there. So I would not include my picture on a resume. I wouldn't expect other people to do that either. So you put your name at the top of the resume. Directly under that, I would put your contact information. Right after that, I would put the area in which you are looking for a job. And what's really important to note is if you are looking for a job in a specific area, and it has several different branches, you could include the area as a whole, or if you're trying to make it to a specific branch, include that area specifically. I think that would be really helpful for you. And then, after that, it is very difficult nowadays to get your foot in the door without a good reference. So I would include people that you know in the next section of your resume. Keep this to 3 to 5 people. Have it as a bullet point. You could say, I know the marketing director. Her name is blank. You fill in those blanks there. And then after that, you've got your 3 to 5 references or just people that you know within the industry that the person that you are speaking to may know. If you know someone within the organization, this is a fantastic place to note that. After that, great. Write a little bit of information. I mean, 3 sentences at most about why it is that you want to be at that organization and why you believe that you are a good fit for that organization. It can be something as simple as, I am excited to join a high-functioning team that is going to help me grow in X, Y, and Z. I believe that my previous experience would make me a good candidate for this position because X, Y, Z. Make it your own. And I see this mistake all the time. Update your references and update the why you want to be there sections of your resume for each job that you are applying for. If you're somebody that uploads your resume into a online job search board, you know who I'm talking about. That is convenient, but at the same time can also be a problem because you're not updating your resume based upon every single job that it is that you are applying for. And then after that, you've got your name, your contact information, the area where you're looking for a job, who you know, the why you want to be there. I would also include, you could put this beside the who you know if you want to, or this can be its own section depending on how much space you have on your resume. I would include your top 3 to 5 skills. Again, customize this based upon the job that you're going for. If you're somebody that is going for an accounting position, make sure that you say accounting is something that it is that you're proficient in. After that section, this is where you get into your experience. So you are wanting to include your job title, the dates that you were there, and I would give a few. I will let you determine how many that is, but don't go overboard. I would list a few of the key responsibilities that you had at that role, at that company, that prepares you well and aligns with the position that you are applying for. For example, if you were a teacher and you were trying to work for a newspaper, you probably don't need to include the fact that you had worked with, I don't know, kindergarten through 5th grade students. Rather, you would include organization, time management, and communication, both verbally and written. Oh, my brain just escaped me. Excuse me. So you're wanting to make sure that the responsibilities that are included align with the position that you're going for. So you are going to want to include your last 3 to 5 jobs. Honestly, I think that 5 jobs is overkill. I would go with 3. And if you don't have 3, then that's okay. Include what it is that you have. After the experience, and we can expand more on the experience piece in just a moment, but after the experience, include your education. I see this mistake a lot. I honestly don't care where you went to high school. Employers don't really care where you went to high school. If they see that you went to college or trade school, or even if you didn't do any of that, employers really don't care about where you went to high school. Don't include that on your resume. And if you did go to college and or trade school, do not include any colleges on there in which you did not graduate with a degree. For example, in my undergraduate degree, I spent 2 years at the University of North Texas. I was there for 2 years, and then I transferred to the University of Texas, San Antonio. And I finished my degree there 2 years later. I don't need to include the University of North Texas on my resume because it is not a college in which I graduated, and it takes up space on my resume that could be filled with something else. After that, any certifications that you have, any achievements that you have, and then if you have this space, you could also include any additional activities that you've participated in. That could be committees or any other organizations, volunteer work that you believe is going to align you with that position. So, going back to experience, it is very, very important for you to customize your experience to the position that you're going for. Is this a lot of work? Absolutely. I am not going to lie to you and say that it's going to be the most easy thing that you have ever had to do in your entire life. But here's the thing. A lot of people are not taking the same steps that you are taking in order to land a job. And here's why I wanted to circle back to experience. Because in today's society, there are companies, I don't have an exact number off the top of my head, but there are companies that have implemented AI technology to read resumes and search for key words. That's why it may be difficult to hear back from employers, or if you submit your resume and quickly receive a rejection email, it is probably because the company has implemented AI technology. So, within your job responsibilities, it's a good idea for you to look over the job description and make sure that you are looking at your job experience, the company that you were a part of or are a part of currently, and the role that you're in. Read the job description and find areas where there are similarities between your previous job experience and the job posting. When you do that, make sure that some of the key words that are in the job description are on your resume. Because if there is an employer that is implementing AI technology to read your resume, if you have those keywords, it is going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. And even if they're not implementing AI technology, it does show that you went through the effort to read the job description and make sure that you are qualified. It lets them know that you are not wasting their time. You're taking it seriously in order to land the job. So, once again, on our resume, if we're going from top to bottom, we've got our name, contact information. From there, we have the area that we would like to land a job. Then we have the who we know, and we could include this off to the side of that section as well. But your top 3 to 5 skills, I would have 3 to 5 people that you know as well. And then after that, we have the why you want to be there, what impact you could make, why you believe that it's a good fit. Then you've got your work experience, where you've got your previous 3 to 5 jobs. If you've been in a job for a long period of time, do not include any job on your resume that you had more than 10 years ago. I am not the same person that I was 10 years ago. And I'm not expecting you to be the same person that you were 10 years ago. So, after experience, and remember you're customizing this for the job that it is that you want, after that, you've got a list of your education. Don't include any school that you did not graduate from, and don't include high school. After that, then I would include a list of your certifications and your achievements. And to end your resume, I would have any volunteer work that you've done, any organizations, committees that you have been a part of that you think will align you well for the responsibilities of the position that you're going for. That is how I would lay out a resume and how you can have your resume stand out in today's society. If you're submitting it online, then really look out for those keywords. And I'll be honest, I don't know how this works, if companies do this, but I don't know if there is a way for companies to take a physical copy of your resume and run it through an AI keyword tracker, but I would still include keywords even if you were hand delivering a resume to an employer. And here are 2 tips for you if you are hand delivering a resume. Actually, 3. Number 1 is print it on nice paper. Don't print it on just printer paper. Invest in some nice paper that's going to have a good feel to the hands, because I guarantee you a lot of people are just printing it out on printer paper, and yours is going to stand out if it's on nice paper. The second thing, I have never done this, but I've heard that it can work, so you can test this if you want to. You have to be very careful with it, so this is why I haven't done it, but some people will lightly spray cologne or perfume to give it an additional sense for the employer to latch onto. I know that some people don't like certain smells. Some people are allergic to certain scents. And so I have heard that this can work, but I don't know if I would do it. And then the third thing is, if you submit your resume online and you are given an interview, show up with a copy of your resume in hand. It's going to make you stand apart. A lot of people don't do that. On top of that, some employers, they won't bring a copy of your resume to the interview. And so it's a really great way for them to reference, but it also lets them know that you're serious about wanting the position. So if you can do these things, then it is going to make your interview process a lot smoother. And if you set your resume up in that way, it's going to be clean, concise, to the point. If you are somebody that uses an online job board, make sure that you are also updating your profile with your current experience, because employers will go, they will look at those, and I highly encourage you to use LinkedIn. Make sure that your LinkedIn profile is up to date, it's professional, it's clean, it's to the point, it has your work experience, because employers will go look at LinkedIn. They will also look at your other social media profiles. So make sure that it's okay to have fun. I'm not telling you don't have fun, but I am telling you to be very careful about what you post on social media, because if you are looking for a new job, employers could go and look at that, and that could affect whether or not you are a strong candidate for the position. And so I have unpacked more for you than just simply how to craft a resume, but these are some tips for you in order to get closer to a new job in our culture today. So I really do appreciate your time and your support. If you're somebody that is looking for a new job, then I hope that this was beneficial for you. If you know somebody that is looking for a new job, please send this video to them. It's going to be really helpful. It's going to be valuable. And I cannot guarantee that you will receive a job interview every single time, but I know the principles outlined in this video can get you closer to a job interview and a potential job. So thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Joshua Bridwell Show. Tune in next time. Let's grow.